Back with another video. So I where I want to leave off. I was on a rant yesterday about what was going on with this whole headline of our former president going to jail. Spent the hour talking about that. Got some feedback on that video. And then a couple of days ago, I remember telling you guys that I was gonna have you guys over my shoulder as I um, farm for leads for wholesaling real estate. And today I spent an hour cold calling. Um, I didn't get any footage of that, but I was able to get my dialer set up. So I got my dialer set up finally because last week I think I started doing. I think I started recording towards the ending of the week, and I knew I was gonna have to have marketing, some type of marketing strategy to convert leads that I get to deals. So I went with MLS and cold calling. Those are gonna be my two marketing strategies of farming for leads and then turning those leads into deals, trying to convert those leads into deals. And so since I was going to be dialing, I had to get a dialer because I can't dial one by myself. It's going to take forever, especially when you skip trace and there's a bunch of numbers that doesn't match the name and the address. So I had to wait over the weekend because the dialing company is only from like 8 to 7 p.m. Pacific time. So I had to fill out the application, wait for the response, blah, blah. So I got through all of that. And today I did my first hour of cold calling, and that took me into 159 calls. And I had a conversation with someone who was 60 years old for about 18 minutes. it was a it was a it was a good start. It was a good conversation for a start. So my plan is to do at least 1 hour of cold calling every day for the week, right? Because when I get home from work, I'm tired. I still have to go do other things like go work out or go swim or attend to other parts of things that you do when you get home from work. Um, and so I did that. Went to the pool, swam for an hour, came home, and now I'm about to share my screen with you guys uh, about a video that I thought was funny because I brought my car last May right before deployment, and some people would say that was a dumb decision, but you only live once, right? So rock out with your cock out, if I may say. Uh, so this video I'm gonna share with you guys in a minute. All right, you see it. Let's watch this video. Hmm. So you buy your dream car at 25 and regret it at 30. By the way, I have a 5 year, which is 72-month term loan on my car. I do plan on refinancing it. It was one of those situations where didn't really care, I walked to the dealership one day, wasn't expecting to buy a car, just looking, and then, um, they say, as cliche it may sound, it just happened. All right, so let's watch this video.
Level 1. The purchase. The smell hits you first. That specific, unrepeatable smell, leather and newness, and something faintly chemical underneath it, something that smells, oddly, like ambition. You are sitting in the driver's seat of a 2024 Camaro SS Mosaic Black Metallic, and the
I think a Camaro is the most basic car young people could buy. I'm not even trying to brag, but like I saw like some of my friends like driving Camaros when
You know, like when I was in high school, and at the time I thought a Camaro was a cool car in high school, and I'm now 27 years old. At 25, a Camaro is not a car I want to finance. I don't know. I'm just not really, a fan of Camaros, Chevys. So
Salesman has stepped away to run the numbers, which both of you understand means the deal is already done. You just haven't signed yet. You are 25 years old. You have a job that pays real money for the first time in your life, not life-changing money, not never worry again money, but money with commas in it. And after years of watching every dollar twice before spending it once, commas feel like oxygen. The seat wraps around you like it was built for exactly your body. The steering wheel is cool under your hands. Outside the window, the dealership lot glitters in the afternoon sun, all chrome and optimism, and you think, I earned this. Not just the down payment, this moment, this specific version of yourself sitting in this seat. You earned the right to want something beautiful and go get it. The salesman comes back. Inside his folder is a number, $947 a month, 60 months, 7% APR on a $48,000 car.
7% on a $48,000 car. That's robbery. I think this video is a little bit exaggerated. 7% is crazy. Actually, hold on, wait. I'll retract my statement. 7% is not that bad. $48,000, 7%, 60 months. If it's a new car, yeah, that's kind of robbery. But if it's used, 60 months, 7%, it's not really bad. It's kind of close to six. Um, it's not bad. I'm gonna say that now. Hold up. There's no volume.
60 months. 7% APR on a $48,000 car, right at the national average for 2024, though he doesn't mention that part. He says the payment like a fact of nature, like weather, unavoidable. You sign. And for the first 15 minutes on the highway, home windows down, sound system, doing something to your chest that feels almost physical. You feel something. You have been chasing your entire life without knowing you were chasing it. You feel like somebody. Here's what nobody tells
Hold
you.
on, hold on,
Hold
hold
on,
on.
hold on. So all that you feel like somebody and all this, in your life and all this stuff. Stop it. He exaggerating a little bit. Some people, yeah. Some people like, oh my god, my car. Oh my god, I got a new car. Oh my god, I'm the man now. Oh my god, I can pull bitches. Oh my god, no. I drove my Hyundai. So when I was in New York, I brought my Hyundai at like what 21, 20, but it was because I was working at TSA and I needed to get to the airport from my house, and for about a year, I was taking public transportation, and then I moved out of my mom's house, and when I was living on my own, when I would take public transportation, it would take me about an hour. And so during the winter time, it was extremely cold, and I couldn't rely on the bus because of my shift started at 4 a.m. And when I would take Ubers in the winter time, it was a complete inconvenience. So when I did the math and I found out that I was be spending more money on Ubers versus buying a car, I just ended up buying a car. I tried initially to get a Q50 at the time. This was in 2020, and my credit wasn't good. I got denied. And he said, "This is what you qualified for." And I was like, "All right, fuck it, give me the Hyundai." And I drove my Hyundai for about maybe 3 years. Um, my note was fucking like $200 a month, and I was still that same dude. You are who you are when you have a Hyundai. You said you that same person if you fucking driving yours. But yeah, some people they put their identity in a car, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Some cars it kind of give you that confidence. You know, it give you that confidence, but not the whole life change. Oh my God, this is my life. No, 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 no. The car should complement who you are already. And so yeah, drove that Hyundai until it was like 2020. So from 2020 all the way to 2025, it's about 4 years. I was almost done paying it off, and I was just like, my car. I think it was the transmission or um, the powertrain. I was. It felt like it was gonna go bad again, or it was gonna be some type of maintenance that I had to pay for, and I was like, you know what? Let me just get a new car. Like my car was seeing better days. The inside, the fucking the glove compartment was peeling. Um, it wasn't really comfortable sitting down in it for long, but it was extremely good on gas and fucking insurance and it was reliable. It was cheap to upkeep. I kind of missed that car. Anyway, long story short, yeah. So walked in dealership, saw the black BMW, and I was just walking around, and salesman came, said, he said his little things, and then got in the car, nice drive, and got me. They got me. They got your boy, and I ended up with a very very expensive car. But yeah, he's he's over he's overly glamorizing how people feel when they get their dream car. It's not he just overly glamorized that. But anyway, let's keep moving.
Tells you about that feeling. It has an expiration date, and the billing cycle starts immediately. Level 2, the show. Within a week, everyone knows about the car. Not because you announced it, you didn't have to. You pulled into your friend Marcus's driveway on a Saturday afternoon, and the energy in the yard shifted the way energy.
Now now I can't lie, that's true. I ain't gonna lie, that right there is true.
That type of attention that you get when you drive a nice car from your friends or just from people that you don't even know, it is a good feeling. Like I said, it complements who you are already. I could be leaving a pool and I'm parked up next to someone, and they say, they I constantly get the compliments. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling, yeah. I get the compliments. Nice car, you know. But I'm not even a BMW guy. I just saw the. I myself thought the car was a nice car. That's why I brought it. You know.
But I don't I don't live for it. But yes, this is definitely true. I would say the energy does kind of change. But again, your car shouldn't really define. You know, it shouldn't really define. It does not define who you are. A lot of people have nice cars and they can't afford it. Um, maybe I'm one of them. Not just kidding. But a lot of people have nice cars and it's not actually who they are. If you guys know what I'm saying.
So like, shit, my light fell. Um, so what I'm saying is a lot of people, America, um, uses the auto industry to sell this American dream, and they're very big on manufacturing new cars. So the young generation, does whatever they need to do to get to finance that car that they can't afford. So a lot of the times, the people that own these nice cars, um, a lot of these people that own these nice cars, these young people that own these nice cars, they're the ones that's usually trapped in a job because they're financing the car. So in all essence, yes, there is some truth to the headline of this video. You buy a dream car at 25 and regret it at 30. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's regret, but yes, a lot of the people that do drive the nice cars, their lifestyle is kind of I don't want to say opposite of what the car symbolizes, but now it has become so easy for people to finance a nice car, but they can't even afford the maintenance, right? They and again, that's a part of this American dream propaganda that's pushed on the vulnerable Americans because people want to be seen, and one way to be seen is by the car that you drive. Um, a lot of now a lot of wealthy people they don't really care about driving a nice car because their car don't define them. They who they are is not in the identity of their car. They don't have time to constantly be driving around. They're probably flying places, and they all over they all over the globe perhaps, and they can't take the car with them. So and another thing is people who don't need to work, they probably don't even a lot of them don't have nice cars because they're constantly on vacation and flying somewhere or you know going on an adventure or something. So I understand the underlying my light fell again, but fuck it. I understand the underlying message behind the nice cars. It's not really glamorous after maybe about 2 or 3 years of owning a nice luxury car. It's nice at first, especially if you're upgrading from something that you've been driving that's not so glamorous. And then yes, like they mentioned, when you get a good job, I ended up working in the Navy for 3 4 years before I bought a new car. And I'm not a car guy, so I just saw a nice car and I brought it. That was it. I'm not big on cars, so yeah.
Hold on, mic check. I had to change my mic input from my. It was given it was getting input from the camera. I had to switch it to my headphones, so you guys probably could hear me a little bit better. But yes. So let's continue rolling with this video.
Shifts when something shiny enters the room. Three people walked outside to look at it. Your
Uh,
cousin circled it twice without speaking. Your mother,
I need a
who has never once
fucking
cared about cars, asked
actual
you to drive her to
fucking
church with
light.
it on Sunday, and she sat in the passenger seat with a posture that was just slightly more upright than usual.
Oh.
You understand, without anyone saying it out loud, that the car has done something social that you couldn't accomplish alone.
Mm,
It has made you legible to people in a language everyone already speaks. Status,
I got
arrival,
the ghetto
proof.
light, guys.
So you
So
lean into it.
it's all good
Casually,
though.
you park in visible spots.
Oh shit! I
You
gotta
get
see if my
10
chat
minutes
is.
early,
I
just as
keep
you get a
forgetting
long way
to
through the
display my
neighborhood.
chat when I go
When people ask about it
when
at
I get on
parties,
stream.
you deflect. It's just a car, you say. But you
Nothing.
say it in a way that invites them to disagree.
Nothing.
They
Let me
always
turn
do.
this off.
This is the performance. And the performance works. The looks change. The energy changes. A woman you've been trying to impress for 2 years suddenly wants to go for a drive.
See, look, that's what I'm talking about. I never needed a car to impress a woman. Some guys, again, their identity is tied in their car. They need that car to boost their ego. You gotta know who you are before you start acquiring these nice things because then who are you when you don't have these nice things anymore? And how do you know that the people who are around you for you and not what you have? I think that's just something that I was taught growing up. Um, be grounded in who you are first. I mean, I'd like to say I was always grounded in who I am, but it is very nice to drive a nice car, a fast car. Um, fast cars. I mean, my car is not overly fast, but um, yeah, I do believe, if I may say, yeah, women do look at what you drive. I mean, there's this saying, "Dress to impress." Uh, I get it. Some guys feel conscious about what they drive, and there is some truth that the type of woman that you know, if if what you're looking if your goal is to get numbers on women that you get with, certain type of woman, yeah, your car is kind of gonna play a role in that. Um, women like nice things. They like nice things, shiny things. So yeah, there's some truth to it. There's some truth to it. Let's keep rolling. I'm 20 minutes in. This video is only 18 minutes long.
Barely
I'm talking too much. My bad, y'all.
acknowledged you start stopping by your desk. Even your father, your quiet, practical, never wastes a word father, puts his hand flat on the hood one evening in the driveway and says, "Nice machine, son." And the way he says it lands somewhere deep in your chest that you don't have a word for yet. You mistake all of this for respect. You don't realize yet that admiration and respect are two completely different currencies.
Oh, yo.
Admiration fades when the car does. Respect compounds quietly, in spreadsheets, in
Yes.
decisions nobody sees you make at midnight.
Yes.
But that understanding is still 5 years away.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it is a Saturday evening, the windows are down, and you feel like the version of yourself you always suspected existed somewhere underneath the ordinary version. The bill will come. It always
Hold on, wait.
existed. The windows are down, and you feel like the version of yourself you always suspected existed somewhere underneath the ordinary version.
The version of your wait, hold on. Let me write that down. That was too much just now. Play it back.
Feel like the version of yourself you
The version of yourself
always suspected
you always expected.
existed.
Wait, no, you always suspected.
The windows are down, and you feel like the version of yourself you
You
always
always
suspected
suspected
existed
existed
somewhere
somewhere underneath the ordinary
the bill
version.
will come. It
I don't
always
understand that.
but not yet. Level 3, the crack. Month 4, the payment comes out on the 12th. You set up autopay because the alternative watching $947 leave your account manually every single month with your own hands felt like a kind of self-inflicted wound. So now it just disappears, quietly, without drama, the way slow damage always works. But $947 is not what a car costs. You know this now, in a way you didn't entirely know when you signed. There's the insurance $310 a
Oh
month,
yeah.
because a performance
Insurance is a
with
monster.
a 25-year-old male driver is, actuarially speaking, a risk the industry prices with cold precision. There's the gas, because a
And the gas.
2-liter V8 drinks premium fuel with the indifference
Thank
of
God.
someone that doesn't receive bills.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't care.
At month 3,
Listen, listen, y'all. There ain't no shame in my game. I don't got a V8. I got a V6. That motherfucker good on guys. But listen, if you got a V8, my thoughts and prayers go out to you. Hold on, cause listen, V8, that shit, that motherfucker a gas guzzler. My V6, my V6 cost me $100 every 2 weeks, and that's just to work, back home, to the pool, nothing extra. Now, if I go for a drive, best believe I'm spending more money on gas for that week. It's $100 every week to refuel my V6. I'm glad I don't have a V8. I could keep the V8s. I'll get the V8 later on down the line. But yeah, that shit is expensive. My Hyundai, I was paying I was paying about 60, maybe $70 every week and a half. I was spending essentially I was spending about a buck 50 a month on gas. I ain't gonna lie to you, I miss those days. About $150 a month on gas. Maybe 200. Let's say 200. If I'm spontaneous and I'm going out and driving around, yeah, about maybe 200 max for the month. My BMW, 400 a month gas, a little bit more. Insurance, overly loaded, over 300 a month. Insurance for my Hyundai was $100. $100 a month. Don't get me started on my note now.
something minor, $340, and the quiet, dull realization that this car will always need something. It will never be
Oh,
finished
that's
with
another thing. Yes.
add it all up.
Yeah. Forgot maintenance.
$987.
Brakes on my Hyundai, maybe 200 to change all four of them. You know, I'm lying. Maybe like 300, maybe 350, maybe 400 max, 400 max, which I can't even recall paying 400 to change all my brakes because I didn't need to change my brakes so often. Tires is probably one, maybe like one and change per tire, so about maybe $400 or $500 a month. I mean, not a month, but every maintenance checkup to change the tires, maybe like every 6 months, right? On a BMW, them shits are run flats. It's it's 360 a tire. The seven, you have to change the tire like once a year. I learned that the other day. I just picked my car up from BMW to get the back brakes the back brakes changed, and then what happened? I found out. Oh no, I had a I had a slow leak on the back tire. I had a slow leak on the back tire. Took it to a tire shop. Guy goes, your left front tire needs to be switched. I was like, you got to be shitting me. I looked at it and the grooves are getting dull. I said, yeah. So how much for a new tire? He goes about 400. I said I said, how much is it to change all the tires? He goes, about 2,100. I say, yeah, okay. I say, what? 2,100? And then he goes, oh yeah, well, it's my business, so things a little bit marked up. I'm like, okay, so if I was to go to BMW, how much are they gonna charge me for a tire? He goes, 360. I said, Jesus Christ. So that's 360 times four. That's about $1,200, and then the labor for them to install the tires is another $300. So yeah, I'm paying essentially about 2 grand every time the tires need to change. Those are run flat tires. You can't put regular tires. So this is what comes with buying a luxury car. You're gonna spend. I went from paying $400 to change all four tires to now having to pay 2,000. But essentially, here's the thing, right? Now this video is pointed towards the average persons who, because he's alluding to people who spend who go- who gets approved to buy a car. And then he's alluded to people who are struggling to pay it by the fourth month. Now we have to remember there's people who have jobs with unions. There's government workers, which is, people like me, people in the military. There's people that have reliable secure jobs. Now, if you have a part, if you're flipping 2 to 3 jobs, that's all part time, and you're young, and you're 20, 25, or in your young 20s, I don't suggest. Even if you're flipping three part-time jobs and you overly have the money to buy a luxury car, I would never recommend that you do that. And here's why. Because in your early 20s and your mid 20s, what you want to do is you want to get as much exposure with different jobs and much exposure of seeing what skills you have and what skills you can hone and develop, as much as you can. But when you lock yourself down because you have a nice car or you have some type of financial bind, you have to stay at that one job even if you hate it. But if you have a car that's not expensive to upkeep and maintain, you could flip as many jobs as you want. You could go to new different jobs as you want. You could go travel here, you could go travel there, you could take risk because you know that you have more than enough to cover your monthly expense for your car. And when you go take out a Camaro in your early 20s, right? Or your mid 20s, you're stuck at that job. Unless you want your credit to go bad and you give the car back and you can't afford it, or it gets repoed, then that's your credit. But if you want to upkeep your credit, I wouldn't suggest that you buy a car in your mid early 20s. Your mid early 20s is for instability. It's for being unstable. You want to try this, try that, go to school, drop out, get a job, leave, tell your boss go fuck himself or go fuck herself, right? You want to be able to do those things, but you can't do that when you leveraging an expensive car. Yes, because we all know cars depreciate as soon as you drive it off the lot. Yeah, we know. Value goes to 70% as soon as you buy a new car, you drive it off the lot. We got that already. But guess what? A lot of people have the mindset of you only live once. So yeah. Um yeah, maintenance is definitely an ass kicker.
$90 in fuel, $80 in average monthly maintenance. That's $1,527 a month, over $18,000 a year.
Jesus Christ.
The AAA puts the true annual cost of car ownership in America at over $12,000 for an average vehicle. Yours sits comfortably above that ceiling. The payment was the headline. The rest was fine print nobody read to you out loud.
Mm-hmm.
You adjust. You stop eating out. You push back a trip. You tell
Mm-hmm.
yourself this is
Yep.
temporary.
Yep.
You'll get a raise. You'll find somewhere to cut. You'll
Mm-hmm.
balance out. This is what financial tightening actually feels like.
Yep.
Not a dramatic
It's
implosion,
true.
but a series of small contractions. The world gets a little narrower. The
Oh yeah.
margin for error gets a little thinner.
Yep.
And you barely notice because each individual sacrifice, examined alone, seems perfectly reasonable, logical, fine. Here's what nobody tells you about fine. Fine is exactly how the water gets warm before it boils. Level 4. The math. You are 27. The car is beautiful. The payment still comes out on the 12th. Your relationship with the 12th of the month has become something you don't discuss in public. But something else has happened. Something you weren't tracking. Something that arrives not as a crisis, but as a quiet Tuesday afternoon reckoning. Your friend Devin just put a down payment on a house. Devin, who drives a 6-year-old Civic.
Hold on. I think this person have a bias. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I bought a house and and did. I bought a house too. I bought a house right after I bought my car. Got the approval and did. But the thing is this, if Devin bought the house because he got the cheap car, Devin don't got the nice car. So either way, some way down the line, even though Devin owns the house, he's still gonna want a nice car, which means eventually, since he has desire that needs to be met, he's gonna end up in the same pot as the guy that brought the car before the house was brought. Or the desire is just gonna boil up to a point where it's unmet and he's he's looking at everybody else to have a nice car, but he has the house. So if we're gonna play that game, then let's just say if you buy a nice car, then you should make more money, not buy the house first and the car after, because you could still buy the car and then buy the house after, because I did that. I bought a house right after I bought my car. I want to know what kind of car this Willie Finance dude drives now, because it sounds like he trying to shit on people with nice cars. What about people that drive nice cars and they could afford it? That's why I said it sounds like he a little biased now. I don't know. Let's see.
With a crack in the dashboard. Devin, who you
Not every old car, not every old car that people drive is a money saver, because when you have an old car and you constantly putting money towards it to keep up with it because it's so old, and you got to buy new brake lines and you got to buy new guts for it and all this stuff, you might as well just buy a fucking new car. Now let's talk about it. I got people that's like this. You shouldn't have brought it, or you should have brought it here, or that's a nice car, or you should have kept it. Subjective. People got desires. Those desires need to be met. Now, what are you going to do to upkeep the lifestyle that you want? I think that is the essence of this. That should be the essence of this video. People are going to want nice things. There is no specific way. You know what? I don't want to say there's no way to go about getting it because, yes, there is. Um, but I think the essence of it all is if you want nice things, you gotta be willing to make the sacrifices to get those nice things. So if you want a nice car, you need a good job, or you need to make double that money to be able to afford the lifestyle that you have already and afford the car. But the thing is, the auto industry in America, they make it feasible for you to buy the car, but you're not able to afford the car for the life of the loan that you have it. That is scamish. It's a little it's a little conniving, or what's the word? For lack of word, I gotta say conniving. It's a little it's a sneaky game that the auto industry plays on Americans, but the essence of them doing that is Americans need to have debt to keep America running. America runs off debt. That is the big game that's being played in our country. America needs to sell the Americans debt because Americans don't want to be in debt. So what are they going to do? They're going to work those shitty jobs to stay out of debt. And guess what? How do we get them in debt? We have to let them feel like they could afford the nice things, the shiny things. We have to make them feel like they're seen. And how do we make them feel that way? Sell them a nice car. Sell them a nice car that we know that they won't be able to afford. Some banks do predatory lending. They will loan you money that they know you can't pay back because later on they'll be able to repo that asset that they loan to you. This is real shit. Look it up. This is real shit. Let me show you guys something. I think one of it is called sorcery. No, sorcery is that's magic. My bad. Let me see. It's what is it called when money is loaned out? Hold on, let me show you my screen with y'all. Money is loaned to a consumer by a lender that knows the consumer won't be able to pay back. There's a name for that. Payback. Not predatory lending. It's not predatory lending. I said that already, but it's damn, it's a name. It's not predatory lending. It's it's a specific it's a specific word other than predatory lending. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but banks do this. They're gonna loan Americans a lot of shit that they know they can't afford because one, they need Americans to take out debt. Because America's I'm gonna get into a rabbit hole about this. Let me just let's just finish the video.
You've worked alongside
I
for
keep
3
stopping
years
it.
and never once had a conversation about finance
I'm
with.
gonna like the video.
Devin, who is 27 years old, same as you,
We're
same
40
company,
minutes in, a 20
puts
minute
within
video. That's crazy.
$9,000 of what you make. You do the math one night alone with your phone calculator and something uncomfortable settling in your chest. Devin was putting away $1,200 a month. Automatic. Invisible. An index fund that nobody at any party ever asked him about. No admiring glances. No Saturday driveway moments. Just a number, growing quietly in the background, indifferent to whether anyone noticed. Meanwhile, the car you bought for $48,000 has already lost roughly 20% of its
Yo,
value
we
in
know
the
that.
first year alone.
Luxury
Imagine
cars lose value fast.
$800 of evaporation that happened while it sat in parking
You
lots.
sound like a hater. I don't
Repeat.
know.
Cars lose up to 60% of their value over 5 years, according to Edmunds. The $48,000 you financed will eventually be worth somewhere around $19,000. The loan won't care. Here is the number that breaks something in you: $12,000 a year. The real annual cost of this car.
Hmm.
5 years. An S&P 500 index fund at the historical average return of 10% annually. You would be
Hmm.
looking at roughly $73,000 by the time you turn 30. $73,000 is not a fantasy. It's a down payment. It's a different conversation entirely. It's the version of you who has options instead of obligations. You sit with that number for a long time. The car is in the parking lot.
Shit, now you make me want to sell my car. I ain't gonna lie. What he mentioned is something I thought about. He make me want to sell my car now. I should sell my car now. Cause what he's saying is true. What he's saying is true. I did think about that. How much money you gonna spend over the life of your loan and what it could have went to? It's kind of true. It's kind of true. But again, you gotta pay to have nice things. So what you want? You want the nice things that's gonna attract nice things in your life, or you want the ugly things and not enjoy the fruits of your labor? You gotta pick and choose what you want. At the end of the day, it boils down to what you value. But now he's showing you. I don't know. I just feel like he's showing you. He's gonna show you all the bad shit about having a nice. You got to remember, you have a nice car. It's a nice car. It's a luxury car. Yeah. So what if you fucking paid $100,000 over 5 years? Fuck it. Fuck it.
Below your
Everybody don't want to buy a house. Everybody don't want to spend $70,000 responsibly. Some people want to blow $70,000. They don't want to spend that shit responsibly. Why to fucking spend $70,000 responsibly? There's rich people that fucking blow $70,000. It is what it is. Fuck it.
window. Beautiful, gleaming, completely indifferent to the math you're doing about it. It does not know what it cost you. It does not know about Devon's house. It does not know about any of this. You close the calculator. You don't sell the car. Not yet. Because naming what
Not yet.
keeping
It's
it is
crazy.
costing you means naming what you've been doing for 2 years, and you are not ready for that particular conversation with yourself. But the crack is open now, and light is.
Let me tell y'all this. Don't buy a nice car if you wanna if you just wanna stay with the job that you have to pay the car off. I think nice things should be brought by people who have ambition and people who are not content with where they are and with how much they make. Nice things are people who are ambitious. If you have goals to constantly make more, um, if you have goals to spend your time more efficiently and do things with more intention, um, you should let nice things motivate you, right? So I brought a nice car, I brought a house, but it's not and yeah, part of it is off the strength of the Navy, but that's not my end goal. My end goal is not to just stay in the Navy and retire. Typically, how most people goal is to join the military and retire. Yes, joining the military brings great benefits. One of it is job security. Some may say the other part of it is the retirement, but I have the mindset that, and I always tell people, I always say that if the opportunity comes, if not if, when the opportunity presents itself, where I'm making way more than what I'm getting paid, my salary and what I'm projected to get paid if I climb when I climb the ranks in the Navy into retirement, I'm going to TAPS. TAPS is that shit that you go to when you saying I'm getting out the military. And I think that opportunity comes when you immerse yourself in jobs or businesses or deals that pays commission because you're not getting paid a salary and your pay is not capped at an hourly rate. But if you want to stay under the radar and be and live a lifestyle where your pay is capped at an hourly rate, that's your fault. Yeah, you're gonna spend 5 years paying, paying a car off, and yeah, you spent 5 years, and you that's on you. But if you have ambition and your end goal is not to stay where you are and you let nice things motivate you, by all means, get that nice thing and then fuck it. If you lose it in the process of trying to if you lose it in the process of being ambitious and trying to be fulfilled and fulfill your goals, at least you lost at your own expense because not everybody wins. There's gonna be winners and losers. So at least you had the balls to go get that nice thing. A lot of people they get nice things and then they figure it out as time progresses. They figure out how to afford the lifestyle that they were chasing after. It all boils down to who's brave. It all boils down to who's brave to go chase the lifestyle that they want. Who's brave and who has the brains to chase the life to put themselves from where they are to where they want to be. The reward comes to the risk takers. Period. Let's go. Hold on, wait, because I just said some facts. Yeah, we needed that. Let's go. Let's continue.
In whether you invited it or not. Level 5. The Wait. Month 31. You sit in the car in the parking garage at 11:52 on a Tuesday night and you don't go upstairs. Engine off. Garage quiet. Just you in the dark with the thing you bought to feel like someone. You got passed over for a promotion today. Not fired. Not publicly humiliated. Just quietly,
This person is
effectively
biased,
resurrected.
but
The
it's all
trade-off
good.
was reasonable. You understood it. None of that made it feel better. But that's not why you're sitting
I
here.
should check the comments.
You're sitting here because you did the real math tonight. The kind where you open every account you have simultaneously and look at them all at once, without flinching, a thing you've been avoiding for 7 months. In 31 months, you have paid $29,357 toward this car. The car is currently worth approximately
Look at that.
$27,400 on the open
Hold
market.
on.
You still owe $27,000 on the loan. Your net financial position on this vehicle, the thing you bought to feel like somebody, is approximately negative $29,000. You are behind by nearly $30,000 on an asset that loses value every single day it exists. And here's where the wait becomes unbearable. You read somewhere that 14%.
This person is biased. If you borrow money, um, say you borrow money and okay, it costs money to borrow money. So if you borrow $40,000, if you borrow $50,000 in 2026 and you have to pay it off by 2035, because inflation is a thing in America, the money the what you paid to borrow that $50,000 9 years ago is going to it still saves you money because if you were to borrow that same amount of money in, let's say, 2030 or 2029 or 2027, it's going to cost you more. So even though he's saying that, oh, the value of the car goes down, yeah, the value of the car definitely goes down as time progresses, but you're also paying for that borrowed money at a lower rate than what it would cost for someone else to borrow that money again. Just to borrow that same $50,000 is going to cost them way more later on down the line. So because prices always go up no matter what. So I mean, whether you borrow it, however you want to borrow it, the longer you stay on this earth, prices for everything is always going to go up. So this person's being biased, but it's all good. Let's keep watching.
Percent of American car buyers in 2024 had monthly payments over $1,000. You are not in that 14%. You're close. Auto loan delinquency rates hit their
He
highest
try.
point since
I feel like he trying to get me to sell
2002,
my
which was
car.
Q3 of that same year, which
First trying to
means
get me
you're
to sell
not
my
alone
car.
in this math, but you're also not insulated from where it leads. You are one transmission failure, one medical bill, one unexpected layoff away from becoming a statistic in a Federal Reserve report
That's
nobody
realistic.
reads. And
That's why
then
people
there's
sell
the
their
number that
cars.
truly guts you. The average age of a first-time homebuyer in America is now 38.
What?
38, according to the National Association in America. And there's the number that
What?
truly guts you. The average age of a first-time homebuyer in America is now 38.
Oh my God. The average age of a first-time home buyer in America is 38. 38? That's haram. That's fucking haram. But whose fault is that? I blame the oligarchies. It's not the Americans' fault. Average American don't know how to fucking buy a house. They only know how to go to work and pay bills, pay off debt. So I can, if that's the average age of an American to buy a house, what does that say about our country? Literally, if the average age for an American to buy a house is 38, what does that say about the leaders of our country? They don't want y'all buying houses. So that's not their fault. The average American is doing what the status quo want them to do. If you pay attention, yeah, the leaders of this free world, they don't want you to be a free man. They want you to pay the debt. So the average American, all they know how to do is work and pay off debt. So no, I'm not surprised. I'm actually not surprised.
38, according to the National Association of Realtors. Used to be
And you know what's funny? 38 is like the age that you would be if you joined the Navy or you joined the military right after high school and you retire. I was just speaking to one of my friends, who I think he's probably on his second or third house. He's also in the Navy. He's about to retire. He was like, "Bro, you need to buy a house." I was like, "Bro, I already bought a house." And then we were talking. And he's like, a lot of the people who's in the Navy, they buy a house when they're about to retire. And he was really saying that the Chiefs, they buy a house when they make chief and they about to retire. And that's 38 is if you would have did 20 years in the Navy if you joined right out of high school. That's kind of pitiful, if I may say. I mean, but the newer generation, I think because of technology is friendly with the newer generation, they're probably going to be more savvy with investments and buying assets. That's what I can see. But yeah, this 38 group, that's the Gen, I think, I don't know, the millennials. I don't know what to say. It is what it is.
33. Something happened in that 5-year gap. A lot of somethings. Car payments happened. The performance of arriving happened. The quiet, monthly, automatic transfer of building wealth money into looking like you have wealth expenses happened. You are 27, and
Damn,
your
he make
math
me want to sell
says
my car now.
you're already behind on a timeline you didn't know existed. The car is silent around you. It is the same car it was the day you bought it. It has not changed, not even slightly. You are the one who has changed. You are the
Yeah.
one sitting in the garage on a
Yep.
Tuesday night,
Yep.
doing arithmetic about your own life and
Oh
not
yeah.
liking the answers. You go
And again,
upstairs.
that's for the average
Even
American
sleeping.
who's
Level
just
6.
they just staying where
Arrival.
they are. You're
You
supposed to
sell it on a
grow.
Wednesday. Not with ceremony, not with a dramatic moment on a sun-drenched highway. You post the listing on a Thursday evening, field 3 serious inquiries over the weekend, and by Wednesday afternoon, a man named Robert Methodical, pleasant, carrying a cashier's check in a plain white envelope, drives it around the corner and out of your life while you stand in the parking lot watching the taillights disappear. You feel a grief that surprises you. Not for the car, exactly. For the self you were when you bought it. The 25-year-old sitting in that driver's seat with the windows down and the sound system doing that physical thing to his chest, feeling for the first time like the story was going somewhere. You are grieving that feeling. The specific, unrepeatable high of becoming a version of yourself you'd always imagined, even if it turned out to be a version assembled on a 60-month payment plan.
He just bust
You
my head
settle
with
the
that.
loan. You do the final accounting. After 31 months of payments, insurance, fuel, and repairs, after everything you walk away with $4,200, $4,200. That is the total material yield of 3 years of $947 payments and $1,527 monthly real costs, and every parking lot in the dark moment. You put the $4,200 in an index fund. You don't tell anyone. And here's the thing that blindsides you, the thing you could not have predicted. 2 weeks later, driving a used Honda Accord that costs $280 a month and has 54,000 miles and a small scratch above the rear wheel well, you feel something completely unexpected. Lighter. Not happy, not vindicated. Not like you've fixed anything or proven anyone wrong. Just lighter. As though a weight you'd carried so long that you'd forgotten it was. Weight has been, quietly, finally, set down. Nobody circles the Accord. Nobody comes outside to stand next to it. Your cousin doesn't text you asking to take it for a spin.
Mm-hmm.
And you sit with that silence. You wait for it to hurt the way you thought it would. It doesn't, which tells you something important, something that cuts right to the center of what the last 3 years were actually about and what you were actually looking for when you walked into that dealership at 25 years old. Level 7. The truth. You are 30. Devin's house has a yard. He had people over last month, his grill, his patio furniture, the smell of something good on charcoal, and you stood there holding a beer and felt something complicated that had no single clean name. Pride for him, something sharper for yourself. And underneath both of those, with the clarity that only comes from having lived the math, a complete, unobstructed understanding of what the car actually cost you. Not $48,000, not even the $73,000 in foregone returns, though that number is real and it is worth sitting with. What
Yeah.
the car cost you was time.
Time. Yep.
5 years of financial adolescence. Years that, in the compound interest economy, are the most expensive years you have.
That's
Because the
true.
years between 25 and 30 don't just cost you money when you spend them wrong. They cost you the
Your
money that
30s.
money was supposed to make.
Mm-hmm.
They cost you the future version of yourself who would have had a different set of options. And options, it turns out, are the whole game. Here's what nobody tells you about ego-driven financial.
But again, this is for the people who stay stagnant with their jobs. If you just want to stay stagnant with a job or jobs, yeah, you're gonna get hurt because either way, even if you didn't, let's say you didn't buy that car, right? And you had that extra money that you were financing your expensive car with. The average American is still gonna find something or things to spend that money on. So that money would have been gone regardless. It just wouldn't have been gone on the car. Because if that's the case, if the average American knew how to invest and they were aware of things like compound interest, they would have never brought a fancy car in the first place. They would have went straight to invest in it. So the average American already don't know anything about investing until they look back and they're like, damn, I could have had the compound interest. So again, this video is a little bit biased. I could have made the compound interest for 5 years from $40,000. No, at that time, at the time of those 5 years, had you not had that nice car and you were still driving your regular whatever car it would have been, again, you would have had that desire for a nice car. You would have had that desire for other nice things. Maybe it would have been clothes or going out or dating, right? Everyone still has some type of desire, regardless. If it's not a car, it's something else. And it might be electronics. It might be it might be drinks. It might be drugs. It might be giving money away. It might be traveling. That money would have went to traveling. But everybody don't value those things the same way. Everyone's value systems are different. Um and so the money still would have been spent. It just wouldn't have been spent on a car. I know a lot of people could agree to that. But I mean, yes, he does have a point now. If looking back, looking back when you see how much money you spent towards the car and where it could have went, it does kind of work for people who probably are ready to invest and they say, you know what? Let me get rid of this car because in 5 years I could take that money and buy something with it, something that makes sense with it. And not all the so I'm not gonna say, oh, not all the time that investment cannot that investment is gonna work out, but some people still could buy things with having a nice car. I bought a house right after. Maybe I could have bought two houses, but at the end of the day, you're still gonna have desire. That desire is still gonna itch to be fulfilled. We have desires. Some people might look back when they become 40, right? Some people might look back and say, damn, I wonder what life would have been if I had a nice car in my mid 20s. Again, that is what your mid 20s is for. Your mid 20s and your early 20s is for taking risk. Buy that nice car, realize that you shouldn't have brought it, sell it, or keep it, but looking forward, right, living presently, when you look back, you won't have regrets. Some people wait until they're 40 to start living. Your 20s is already gone. Some people try to start living in their 50s, and then you get some guys who are just creeps because they didn't live in their 20s and their 30s. Your 20s and your 30s is your primal years as a guy. So if you want to go buy that nice car, you better buy that nice car. That's what I got to say. We got 3 more minutes. Let's go.
They don't feel like ego at the time. They feel like reward. They feel like self-respect. They feel like I worked for this. I came from nothing. I finally get to have something beautiful. And that feeling, the desire underneath it, the hunger to be seen, to step out of the smallness you started in, that is not a character flaw. That is one of the most human things there is. But the car never actually delivered that. It delivered the performance of it, the suggestion, the temporary, rented appearance of having arrived, while the actual arrivals, the equity, the account balance, the compounding net worth, the freedom to say no to things that don't serve you, kept receding further into a future that never quite came. At 30, you understand something that was impossible to understand at 25, not because you were naive, but because you hadn't yet lived enough of the math to feel it in your body. There is a fundamental difference between buying something that reflects who you are and buying something to announce who you want to be perceived as. One is an expression, the other is a performance. One costs money, the other costs years. The Camaro was a complete, beautiful, expensive sentence about who you wanted people to think you were. But what you needed at 25 was not a sentence. It was a paragraph, a chapter, the patient, invisible, unglamorous construction of something that grows in silence and does not require an audience to be real. You think about your 25-year-old self sitting in that driver's seat, windows down, the afternoon sun on the chrome, the salesman coming back with his folder, And you don't want to shame him. You understand exactly what he was chasing, exactly what he needed,
Commission.
exactly how reasonable every step of it felt from the inside.
Yeah.
You just wish someone had climbed into the passenger seat before he signed and said, "The thing you're looking for is real. You're just looking for it in the wrong place." Because what you were
Oh, the thing you're looking for is real. You're just looking for it in the wrong place. I like that.
looking for was legitimacy, dignity, the right to take up space, and none of that lives in a car. None of it ever
Mm-hmm.
did. It lives in the account you build when nobody is watching, in the decision you make at midnight with a calculator and no audience, in the version of yourself who chooses the future over the performance quietly, consistently, without needing anyone to applaud. The car told everyone where you wanted to go. The account you neglected told the truth about whether you'd ever get there. At 30, you are getting there. Slower, in a Honda, with a brokerage account that isn't impressive yet but is pointed in the right direction, compounding in the background while you build the thing that was always the real destination. You didn't need a better car. You needed a better question, and 5 years later, you finally know what it is. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
This was
See
cool.
you in the next.
Cool video. Um, that is it for tonight, guys. Spent an hour reacting to a 20-minute video. I wanted to check the comments, which I did, and some of it was funny. Uh, one person said, "Nah, from a car guy perspective, the experience never expires. The feeling of starting it up never gets tired. Stepping on the gas. Hell fucking yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. That's why you need to buy used. Low key, this is a reality check. It's not about the car, it's about the mindset and how small choices shape your future. You sound like a fucking cuck. Um, I'm in the late 40s and a wealth manager. When I was 23 and worked in public health, I purchased a new Audi. First financial. Yeah, you fucked up by purchasing a new Audi as soon as you got a new job. Being into flashy motorcycles is much cheaper than cars, luckily. That's cool. Motorcycles are cool. They're just a little bit dangerous. That's why you should never buy something only to show off. Not everyone buys things to show off. Shut the fuck up. Sounds like the person who make this never bought a dream car. Facts, bitch ass nigga. The harsh truth. Most people don't buy cars like this because they love cars. They buy them because they want other people to notice them. Most people? I don't know. I just like to enjoy my drive. Never buy new, buy smart, pay off the payment early. You only live once. Facts. Exactly. So there's back and forth about this. I bought a BMW M2, a coupe, months after I turned 20. I'm now 22. Of course, it does hold you back a little bit financially, but the amount of friends, memories, and connections that I've made because of it far outweighs the $640 note every month. I don't regret the decision at all because each time I get in it, it reminds me of my consistent hard work. Thank you. This is what I was preaching earlier. Of course, you can't comfortably pay the amount for maintenance note and insurance, then don't get it. Exactly. If you can't pay those things to upkeep the car, don't buy it. All right, that's enough of the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. And if you made it this far to the video, I appreciate you. Later.